Hello and welcome everyone to another Starcraft 2 England cast. Today I have got a game from the Korean Starcraft 2 League. It is between STBomber, who is playing on his Korean account, and he is playing against NSHSan, and he is the red Protoss in the top right. Bomber is the blue Terran in the lower left. The map is Cloud Kingdom LE. There is the supply depot at the bottom of each ramp. Really, this is going to be a cool game. It's really high quality matches. I've cast quite a few of the Korean StarCraft 2 leagues, so check them all out on my channel. You can find them all, as I said, on my channel, which of course is youtube.com/madals91, which is MADALS91. Also, what else is up recently? If you're watching this sort of around this sort of time, lots of games from the Antec Attack tournament. I've been casting those live every Wednesday evening. So if you are around, check it out. It's 6:30 British time, and I'm on the DE Sports stream, so do check them out. We've got some cool players on there. I mean, really kind of every week we get people like TSL Hyan, TSL Revival, White-Ra, Check6 Sleep, more, but I can't think. I've had a brain freeze. Oh, of course, Empire Cass, Empire Happy have been on there, so loads of really awesome people, so do check it out. Check out the games as well. All of the like quarterfinals onwards are up on my channel. So what can we expect from this game though? Well, to be honest, I reckon we're going to see a lot of Marines and a lot of Marauders out of Bomber. Maybe some Medevacs as well, because that's what you do against Protoss. Marine Marauder Medevac just annihilates Protoss so well, and that really leaves San in the position of, well, I've either got to make Colossi or I've got to make High Templar to basically do a splash damage and take out that infantry ball. So really that kind of takes us into the mid game. I mean, obviously San can do there's crazy things each player can do, like Archon charge dots, for example, or on Bomber's side, I don't know, something ridiculous like a proxy 2 racks or mass Banshee. But to be honest, we're probably going to see fairly standard builds out of most of these players. Bomber, of course, depending on what he sees with the High Templar Colossi, he'll go for either Ghosts or for Vikings. But either way, it should be a really close game. These are two incredibly good Korean players, and I'm stoked about it because people are going to go crazy. And all the other Korean StarCraft 2 League games I've cast have been really good, really high quality, and also, quite surprisingly, some of them haven't just been the long macro games people associate with Korean players. There's been some quick ones, there's been some all-ins, there's been a good variety, so I've really enjoyed casting them. Bomber straight away going for this 1-Rax Command Center build, which is a bit bold. To be honest, he can get away with it, because there goes the bunker. I was going to say, he can drop a bunker down and hold this area pretty nicely, and this map actually quite big for a 2-player map, so has a relatively large amount of time to kind of deal with anything. He's also holding this watchtower essentially, so he does know how to react. He's going to get those Marines out, and once this bunker's up, he's pretty safe, to be honest. What else can really San do? Well, he's getting up his own expansion, and I think he got that before he even scouted the bombers was down, so to be honest, he's not got too much to worry about. Both players going for slightly more economical focused builds, so we're definitely going to go on into the mid game. Got 2 additional barracks coming down here for Bomber as well. That's going to allow him to really ramp up the production. We'll probably see a tech lab come down on one of them, really, because that gas is coming down. That tech lab almost certainly going to research Stim, because Stim wrecks gateway units, and that will really force San to go into either Colossi or High Templar tech. Now, Bomber, depending on what he sees, the one thing I did actually see from a game earlier today was a Terran player against Protoss went for a really, really early Ghost Academy and got just 2 Ghosts out, walked up with a Marine Marauder force, no medevacs or anything like that, literally 1 scan, 1 EMP on all the sentries, and then just went and won, because that's really all Protoss have early games to defend against Terran, is that force field, they've got to have good force field placement, because in a head-on fight with Stim they're going to lose. There goes down that tech lab, so that's sort of as expected. Both players doing everything as you'd expect them to do. A robotic facility coming down here for San. That's primarily going to be to get out a really, really nice, quick Immortal, because the not Immortal, what am I on about? A nice quick Observer. That Observer gives him the essential scouting information he needs, because otherwise he can't really get in this base with the ground army, so he's playing a bit blind at the moment. It will then possibly get up a Immortal if he did see a lot of Marauders coming up, but so far no Marauder production at all from Bomber, so it'll probably be used just to kind of sit there and wait for a Robotics Bay to come out and Colossi production to start. And that's really what's being signalled by getting out that Robo facility, is that he's going to go Colossi Tech, and there goes the Robo Bay as well. This one Stalker patrolling, just keeping an eye out, needs to be very, very paying attention, and San is exactly doing that. There's a lot of Marines there already though, so This push could get quite scary. Stim obviously takes an absolute eternity to research, so not much will be coming out from Bomber. I'm going to use this chance to just basically shout out, please follow me on Twitter, that would be awesome. Just so you know my game's coming out, you can tell me what you think, point out any cool games, ask me stuff, that's all brilliant. My Twitter's down here, which of course is at SC2_England. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And actually that was big, there was a cancel on that Robo Bay there. That is really, really big. So there was a scan got off by Bomber, and he's going to go down and just cancel that Robo Bay. And now it'll be really interesting what he does, because of course we will probably see, we've already seen this factory in production, so we'll almost certainly now see a Starport follow up and Viking production start. But of course it was cancelled and switching over to a Twilight Council, so we could actually see a brilliant tech switch from SAN here to go into High Templar tech, and then those Vikings will be wasted and there'll be no ghosts out to deal with it. And there you go, you have got that reactor and Starport. So beautiful, beautiful move there, cancelling that by SAN. That's properly good, and Bomber's now not going to be in a position to react to that. This small force is moving forward a little bit. Not something. It's not going to do any damage. I mean, there's too many Marines there. Marines are shredded these so well. Numbers getting stupidly high. 3 gases against 4 gases. Chrono boosting out that +1 armor. The reason you go for 1 armor rather than 1 attack against the Marine Heavy Army is a general rule of thumb is if your opponent has mainly fast attacking units, get armor, because their DPS is based on a high attack speed and so do low damage per hit. This is just fantastic. SAN hallucinating upper Colossi as well. This is really going to just make Bomber assume Colossi tech is out, and he's going to flood with Vikings as he already is, and that is going to be absolutely massive there. Keeping this Colossi well back, just to be on the safe side. It is giving away that it's there, and the only real giveaway is Bomber may realise that it's not actually a real Colossi because the damage is too low, but the amount of players you see who just forget hallucinators even in the game is hilarious. A couple of very high profile players have left games because of the hallucinator army. Not going to mention anyone, but I'm sure those of you know who are. And 3 bunkers being forced here as well. This is just such clever play out of SAN. Really great psychological play, but meanwhile he's getting up everything he needs, getting the Templar Archive, so High Templar are going to be out, and Bomber's just in no position to deal with this at all. He does have 2 Vikings, but he's actually cut Viking production now in favour of Medevacs, so I don't know if you know if that was hallucinated, or did he get a scan off or something? No, he's not got a scan, so I don't know why he's cut the Viking production, because he's got the bunkers down, so he's relatively safe anyway. Anyway, yeah, this is suddenly getting really crazy. I've completely lost my train of thought of what I was saying before, but oh yeah, about the +1 armor. The reason you get +1 armor against fast attacking units is because obviously reducing the damage per hit by 1 against fast attacking units is huge. And likewise, if you have fast attacking units such as Marines or Zerglings, for example, get the attack upgrade first. It has much bigger effect. So just random bit of information. But it does look like now Bomber is aware that something's going on, because he's getting that Ghost Academy down. He's adding on many more tech labs. So I don't know if he did get a scan off. Yeah, he did. He got a scan off, so he knows this tech switch has occurred. He's now going to move out and really punish SAN because of this, but there are 2 Archons there. No Storm is researched yet, so that in itself is a bit of an issue, because without that Storm, he's still going to struggle to deal with this much stuff. But obviously 2 Archons and a lot of charge shots are very effective. Charges of course done. No blinkers out here, I don't think. No blinkers, so that's pretty all fine, and this is a good place to really defend him, because to be honest, if Bomber tries to push down here, the Protoss army is always going to have an amazing arc all while those rocks are up, so there's definitely no way Bomber's going to try and force down. There'll be a terrible engagement for him. Meanwhile, the Mobius reactor is on its way down. It's researched very quickly. And really, has Ghost production even started yet? Are there any ghosts out? No, there isn't. I expect to see some ghosts relatively quickly though. So it'll be interesting to see when they do actually pop, because you're going to need some... Well, there's no High Templar yet, actually. Storm isn't even researching. But obviously, the EMP against shields is really good, so those Archons get damaged by ghosts so quickly as well. These rocks are finally being taken down here by Bomber. He is slightly ahead in the supply count, but the 3rd base has been taken by SAN. And the 3rd base is, well, just getting morphed into an orbital here for Bomber, and it will probably float down soon after that. So we're definitely going to go into more of a late game composition here. And it just all really depends how well SAN deals with his bio, because once it starts getting up in numbers, it's very hard to deal with. The one thing which I think is missing a bit is a 2nd engineering bay here. Double upgrades I'm personally a massive fan of. but there's probably a reason Bomber isn't doing it, but he does have enough money for it, so that's a bit peculiar, but it's not my place to wonder why. Bomber's far, far better than I am at this game, and probably most of the people watching. Unless, of course, San's watching and San goes on to win this. Then it'd be quite amusing. Anyway, we'll see this Archon, mainly Archon Charge Shot Force, which I did earlier say was unlikely to come about, so I feel a bit silly now. This massive Charge Shot Archon Force is basically just toying with Bomber at the moment. Doesn't want to engage. Neither player really wants to engage at the moment until they're maxed out. Specifically, I think that's a lot more for San's point of view, because he wants to get that Storm out, because Storm will really wreck the Marines. He's also got to worry a bit about these ghosts, because big EMPs such as that, the Archons go down so quickly. We have got big engagement coming down here, and this is going to be really good for Bomber in mid here. But some good force to go down. The force would actually stop the charge that's getting into the fight, and that's actually really hard to tell. In the end, came out better from that. A lot of Zealots have been taken down. A big warping comes in. Quite those Zealots, amazingly, the Archons are getting taken down. Their splash has been very annoying. And definitely now Bomber is in a good position, especially now that second and final Archon is killed. And it is cleaned up very nicely by Bomber there. And even on top of that, pylon as well. So essentially now, what does San do here? Well, he has only got a handful of High Templar left, only 3. He really needs those Storms, warping in 3 more High Templars, so that does take him up to 6. If he converts them into Archons, I'm not sure that would be the right move. I think some big Storms would be very beneficial. Even if he just only has a couple, would definitely be helpful. Both players, of course, have 3 bases. Second engineering bay now down there for Bomber, so I think that's a good move. A lot of Ghost production is going to be coming out, Marauders as well, so really Bomber just going for a real big force to deal with those High Templar and Storms. Obviously Marines aren't very good against Storms because they have relatively low health points, and therefore just get taken out super quick. This one High Templar bravely going forward, but there's this scouting factory which is going to see it, so if this High Templar magically got through, it would be very good, because he can just get a Storm off on those SCVs. Meanwhile though, this Watchtower has been taken. We'll see. Bomber will see that San is moving his army around. Both players are going to be really hesitant to engage, because obviously when you start getting to this more maxed out phase, you need to have two really you need to have a good position, obviously. Any bad engagement can essentially lose you the game. These ghosts are moving forward. Obviously EMP is going to be a big fear here for San, because big EMP is going to crush most of his army. A couple of 3 Zealots are going to get taken out by Bomber. Some beautiful snipes as well. Super quickly taking out the High Templar. Those Storms not really connecting too well. Bomber just playing very well. Is roughly about 40 supply ahead now, 35, 40 supply. And now this is going to be a problem for Sam, because this maxed out army is very ready to go. And all the units on hold command, there's some free stuff there. A big Storm goes down though, and those units will take maximum damage. The second Storm not quite as efficient. Good snipe was on its way, and really there's just some more good kills going on. Those Storms are not getting as effective as they need to, and Bomber is taking a very effective lead here. Some absolutely huge Storms going off, trying to go off rather than Sam, but not really engaging the way they need to. These High Templar are getting taken down, and to be honest, Bomber is just in a great position here, reinforcing across the map, absolutely as he should be. Going to take out this 4th base ever so easily, and Sam has got nothing to do about it. Doesn't want to lose too many probes though, but it looks like he's going to lose nearly all of them, and that is a 4th base and a lot of probes taken out there for Bomber. Bomber just continuing this push absolutely relentlessly, following up with more and more units, running across the map, kiting these Zealots so well. Custom Shell, Stim, finding it very easy to knock into around it. Another snipe goes off of the High Templar, and over double supply now Bomber. There's the GG from San. So absolutely great play there by Bomber. Lovely trick though by San, trying to switch off of Colossi Tech after it was scouted and go into the High Templar instead. So both players absolutely top of their game. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please thumbs up the video. It mean a lot to me. It'd be brilliant. It really helps me out. Subscribe as well if you did enjoy. That'd be brilliant. And last but not least, leave any comments or criticisms, tweet me, that sort of stuff. It's all up on screen, so that'd be awesome. But most importantly, I hope you did enjoy this video, and please do tune in again. Bye for now.